Oh, okay, everybody. We are on to heat treating. We got all of these knives. Yeah, they got file work in them. Bevels are in. We got a pretty nice grind on them. We'll still have to clean that up when we get done heat treating, but we will normalize, which is a process you go through to refine the grains in the steel after they've been worked. This is, of course, chainsaw bars. Who knows what happened to them in their lifetime? They've been hot, they've been cold, they've been who knows what. So we're gonna bring them back to a normalized state, and then we'll harden them. And then they'll go in the house and they'll go in the oven for 3 hours at about 350, and that will temper back so they're not overly hard. It'll make them more tough. So I'll go get the forge fired up and we'll normalize one on camera. I'll do the rest of them, and then we'll come back and we'll heat treat one. And then I'll show you what they look like after the heat treat and the temper. All right, let's do her. So this is honestly quite boring. We're gonna put that in there. We're gonna bring it up to about 1600 degrees, which is gonna be essentially the same as we did to harden or to anneal them, but we're gonna let them cool down a little faster. That is essentially the only difference. When you're using your eyes and not an actual thermometer or a oven, 1600 and 1500 degrees are pretty darn close to the same thing. That's a pretty good even heat. Might have been a touch warmer than we needed to get it. Now we're just going to put her on this brick. Let it cool down. So I'll do the other 4 and we'll heat treat. Got that oil right about where we want it to be, so we'll get that knife in the forge and we're gonna harden that bad boy. All right, we're ready. We're gonna go lights out, put that knife in there. Wow, this is literally the darkest it's ever been when I've done this. I don't know if I'll even be able to see the oil. I'm not sure this is a good idea. Sure looks cool though. Okay, my eyes are adjusting a little bit. I think we're probably okay. If not, and I catch it on fire, or I catch myself on fire, at least I'll be able to see to run out the door. So we got that color about where we want her. Bring that tip back up. Man, I hope you guys are going to be able to see the quench. All right, here we go. Wasn't that exciting, no fire or anything. We're dead straight, let me go get some lights on it. All right, let's see. Definitely got hard. Definitely got hard. So we'll take this, set it off to the side. We'll treat the rest of them. We'll clean them up. We'll put them in Dana's oven, temper them. Okay, we're on to handle making. We got the knife, 2 pieces of Paduke, and some G10 liner. I'm going to tape these all together, and we'll go out and drill the holes, and then they will all be exactly the same, and it'll make it so much easier to put together. One more, and we'll be ready to go. Whoops, drop that, don't want to lose that. Little bits that don't break are hard to come by, so kind of want to keep a hold of them. Boingo boingo, just like that. 4 holes. Let's go cut them out. Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna have to do a little shaping on the top here to get our contour, so that's good enough for us right now. Okay, so what I did was cut that radius in the top, and now we'll sand it down real nice and close, and we'll bring all this in close to that line. As you can see, I've got the shop vac set up because this stuff is dusty, and I will be wearing my respirator. I don't know if you noticed, I noticed as soon as I started sanding, I've got a slack belt set up here. I need to get the platen put back on there, so I'll do that. I'll finish this up, and then we'll move on to putting it on the wood or the knife. I won't make you watch all that. And here goes one of the most nerve-wracking parts of knife building for me. Got everything laid out like it should be. And there's probably something missing that I'm not thinking of, but I can't figure out what it would be right now. So let's just do it. Gonna mix up epoxy. We're gonna use leather dye in the epoxy to make it black, because we want it black. That'll help give us good contrast in our flower work. Should have had them turned upside down and get the air bubbles out, but I didn't. So give me a second. Don't rush me. And one thing I always worry about is not mixing up quite enough epoxy, so that should be more than enough. I hate being wasteful though too, so. Now we'll get the leather dye. That should be plenty. We can always add more if we need to. Copenhagen lids work pretty good for mixing epoxy in, then you can throw them away when you're done. This is 5-minute epoxy, but I'm finding that with this leather dye, it slows down the cure just a little bit. I was told that you could use acrylic paint too, and I did that, and yeah, it turns it into about 2-minute epoxy. You better be on your game or you're gonna be in trouble. So here we go. Yeah, that's gonna be good and black. Now before I put this glue on, I did clean everything off with acetone just to make sure that we were ready for glue. So now we'll pop our first pin through. That's gonna go everywhere. Should have done that from the other side, but it didn't. So I did remember to taper my pins this time. Makes them go in a lot easier. Yellow G10. Come on, baby. Never goes as planned. It never goes like it does in a dry fit. That's all right. I'll get a little goopage on our knife blade handle. Can't forget that. And I got the tape right to the end of those handles, so hopefully we're good there. Go ahead and get a little on that back, because that's why we're coloring the darn thing. Beauty. Get that over here and ready. Yeah, this is messy. That's all right. That's why we got that big sander over there, right? Yeah, buddy. That G10 is kind of troublesome. There, come on, baby. Come on. Want to make sure we got enough to get all the way through our second scale here. Make sure I'm putting that on the right direction. I don't want to black out the outside. Cover up that beautiful Padauk that Johnny sent us. Well, I'll tell you what, that stuff it gets everywhere. But it is gorgeous. It is worth it. Yeah, that stuff's starting to go. We better hurry. Better hurry, John. Yeah, that broke out a little bit. That'll be all right. Okay, got our pins all the way through. Clamp her up. Here we go. Here we go. And that's about ready to go, so yeah, we're done. We are done. It looks like we got a good fit up everywhere. We'll just put her in the vise and let her cure. Nothing more we can do now. All right, we got her out of the vise. It's cured. Believe me, it's cured. It's been 24 hours. I got to watching Taz and Corey on the live yesterday and was distracted, and I just didn't get back to doing this, so here we go. It is a mess, but it will clean up. We got lots of epoxy in there, so when we get done sanding that, it'll be a very beautiful pattern. Next to that yellow G10, I think it's going to be very striking. So I'll shut up. I'll set you up over by the sander, and I'll probably just going to time lapse this because this video is getting quite long because I can't seem to shut my mouth. I talk a lot. Sorry, just how I am. Told you I like to talk a lot. So one thing I did want to mention before we get into the sanding is we're going to be very, very careful when we're sanding this down. Once we see the littlest bit of metal, we got to stop on the back, and then we'll have to finish hand sanding so we don't wash out our pattern. Okay, I'll shut up. So I don't know what happened. I thought I turned the camera on. I did some basic shaping. Came to tell you I'll be back and you weren't there. So we'll work this pattern up. Gonna start with 240. Just get it brought up. Get it all bared out. This stuff does plug paper quick. Don't think you're saving money by trying to keep using that paper. It just wastes your time. I mean, we got a little sanding we can do. You can still see my scribe lines for the layout, which means we're not getting anywhere close to hurting anything yet, so probably could have started with a 120, but I think I might be out, so. Yeah, buddy. I love it. All right, so you've seen that. I'll rough this bad boy out. We'll get her down close, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so here's what we ended up with. Looks pretty good. A little bit of a finger well in there to get a hold of. Feels really nice in the hand. Yes, sir, Bob. So let's do the very satisfying part. One of my favorites. Now I hope Mama Taz is watching this, because this is gonna pop. Volley. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Such beautiful wood Johnny gave us. Get her on there thick. Yeah, not too thick, you know what I mean. We'll give this bad boy a couple coats of this over the next couple days. Shine her up. Maybe a little bit of steel wool in between applications. Wow, that is so beautiful. So beautiful, that Padauk wood. You can't almost see, but it's almost got a natural iridescence to it. It's really beautiful wood. Turned out really nice. The yellow liners they're not quite as yellow as I was hoping they would be, but I think some of that is sanding against the metal. You get that black soot, sand dust on there, and might have got it a little worn once or twice while I was sanding, but I like it. What y'all think? I think I like it. I do. So let's set you up for a goodbye. Been fun. Been a lot of work shooting these videos, doing these knives. While you guys were gone, I got the other 3. Yeah, I just told on myself. Got the other 3 done, or not done, but they're ready for handles. This was my test guy. He turned out good as well. So I got 3 more to do, and then we'll be getting old Johnny to send us out some names, and we'll try to get these out to you guys within the next week or so. Whoever you are, I got numbers, but I don't have names to go with them, so hopefully you enjoy it. If you're one of the ones that get it, there'll be more to come. From here on out, we'll just probably be doing name reveals so that you guys can get a hold of me and get your addresses to me if Johnny doesn't already have them, and we'll get some knives sent out to you. What a fun journey, and a great community to do it for. Believe me, I would not do this if I didn't want to, and if I didn't appreciate and respect the people in this community. That's why I wanted to help John. I really respect John and what he was wanting to do, so I wanted to jump in and help if he'd let me, and he did, and I'm so happy that he did. So that being said, I got to get the sheaths made, and I got to get them sharp. So it may take another week or so, depends on work, weather, everything else. It's snowing out there again right now, so I got work around the farm here to do a little bit. I call it a farm, it's not that big, but I still got to work once in a while on it. I sooner spend my time in here building knives, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Okay. I do appreciate y'all. Thanks for showing up, for getting new subscribers. I appreciate it. I know we got one new one the other day, Joe Ramus. He subbed to us. That's great. There's another good guy. Does a lot for this community and his community out there in the real world. Look Joe up. He's got some nice videos on there, and he can tell you way better what he does to help his community. So work hard, be safe doing it. Above all, be kind. Remember, I love y'all. Now go out and get you some. Thank you.